Hi, I'm Michael Hyatt. Welcome to Free to Focus, my productivity course that'll help you achieve more by doing less. Now, I want to get started by taking you back to a classic scene from the TV show I Love Lucy. Now, you've probably seen it in reruns or maybe even on YouTube, but it's the one where Lucy and Ethel get hired at a chocolate factory. It's hilarious. Their job is to wrap chocolates as they come down a conveyor belt. They botch the other jobs they've done, and the manager threatens to fire them if they miss even a single chocolate. Everything starts out fine, but within seconds, the candy's coming too fast to handle. So Lucy and Ethel panic. They start shoving chocolate in their mouths, in their hats, and even down their shirts. When the manager comes back, she doesn't notice Lucy and Ethel look like a couple of chipmunks, their cheeks bulging with unwrapped candy. It looks like they're doing a great job. So what's the reward for top performance? The manager shouts, "Speed it up!" Now, I've felt exactly like Lucy and Ethel at times, and I'll bet you have too. Every day, a torrent of emails, texts, and deadlines rushes at you. And if you hustle enough to handle them all, guess what? The pace is even faster the next day. Pretty soon, you're working nights and weekends to catch up. I mean, it never ends. That's what I call the hustle fallacy. We think the secret to being more productive is to do more things and to do them faster, but that's dead wrong. The real secret is to do the right things. That's why I created Free to Focus. It's a total productivity system to help you thrive in the midst of our complex modern work environment. By taking the actions that I recommend here, you'll discover you really have the time and energy to slow things down and focus on what matters most in life, personally and professionally. Now, over the next 9 lessons, I'll show you how. The first thing we need to do is get clear on the problem. It's impossible to do meaningful work when you're racing through an endless barrage of low-level tasks and interruptions. Yet that's how we spend our days and weeks, sometimes our entire lives. We should know better because we've been doing business in the so-called information economy for decades. In 1970, Herbert Simon, who later won a Nobel Prize in economics, gave this warning. He said, quote, "Information consumes the attention of its recipients. So a wealth of information creates a poverty of attention." Let me say that again. A wealth of information creates a poverty of attention. That's a problem because attention, that ability to do deep work, focused work, is the most valuable asset in the workplace today, and it's hard to come by. Rachel Emma Silverman of the Wall Street Journal wrote, quote, "Even though digital technology has led to significant productivity increases, the modern workday seems custom built to destroy individual focus." I mean, take email. Collectively, we send over 200 million emails every minute. I mean, many people start the day with hundreds of messages sitting in their inbox and hundreds more on the way. When you toss in phone calls, texts, drop-in visits, and nonstop meetings, and the stream of interruptions becomes a torrent. Research shows we get distracted about every 3 minutes. Our electronic tools make us think we're being super productive, right? But in reality, we spend most of our time bouncing back and forth between low-value activities. We rarely get around to our biggest goals. We're doing more and gaining less. Well, that's where most productivity systems in the market come in. We figure if we can just run a bit faster, we might actually get ahead. So we Google for productivity tips and browse the App Store for the latest tools, but most of these so-called solutions actually make things worse. How? Our instincts about productivity come from the age of manufacturing, when people perform the same tasks day after day. And we think productivity is about doing more and doing it faster. But I don't do the same tasks every day, and I'll bet you don't either. Today, the average employee performs an amazing variety of work, some of which is new every day. And in the knowledge economy, we contribute to the bottom line by creating new things, not by making small improvements to existing processes. When we approach productivity with the old mindset, we actually create the burnout that we're trying to avoid. It's like looking for better ways to hide all those chocolates as they keep coming faster and faster. And as a result, we miss our true potential. And you know what? You deserve better. It's time to rethink our entire approach to productivity. What if I told you you can actually achieve more by doing less? Productivity is not about getting more things done. It's about getting the right things done. You can start each day with clarity and end with a sense of satisfaction and energy to spare. And in Free to Focus, I'll show you how. I've arranged it in 3 modules with 3 lessons each. You'll gain momentum as you go, so please resist the temptation to jump ahead. Module 1 is stop. I know what you're thinking. Stop? That can't be right. Shouldn't the first step in a productivity system be go? Well, no. In fact, that's where most productivity systems go wrong. They jump right into showing you how to work better or faster, but they never stop to ask the most important question. What's the purpose of productivity? Well, there's a lot riding on the answer. Unless you first know why you're working, you can't properly evaluate how you're working. To truly start, you must first stop. The first lesson in this module is to formulate. This will give you clarity on why you want to be productive in the first place. Second, you'll evaluate. And in this lesson, you'll identify your high leverage activities using a tool I specifically designed for that purpose. It'll revolutionize how, when, and where you spend most of your energy. The third lesson here is to rejuvenate. You'll learn how to leverage rest to boost your energy and your results. Now, once you've got a clear view of where you are and what you want, we can move on to Module 2, cut. What you don't do is just as important to your productivity as what you do. Michelangelo didn't create David by adding marble. So in this module, you'll break out your chisel. Your first lesson in Module 2 will be to eliminate. You'll discover the 2 most powerful words in productivity, and I'll show you how to use them to keep the time bandits at bay. Second, you'll automate. That'll help you take back time and attention by accomplishing low-level tasks in the background without a lot of effort. Finally, you'll delegate. Now, I know that's a terrifying word to many, but don't worry. I'll show you my secrets for getting work off your plate and ensuring it gets done to your standards. Now, having cut out all the non-essentials, it's time for execution. And that takes us to Module 3, act. This is where you'll learn how to accomplish your high leverage tasks in less time and, more importantly, with a lot less stress. Your first lesson in Module 3 is to consolidate. I'll show you how to maximize your focus by planning your ideal week. Next, you'll designate. That simply means you'll stage tasks so they fit into your schedule. Last, you'll activate by eliminating interruptions and distractions so you can focus on the deep work that moves the needle on your goals. Each of these 9 lessons includes exercises to get you started on putting these concepts into practice right away. Warning, don't skip these activities. They're custom built to ensure your success. Your days of getting steamrolled by an out-of-control to-do list are over. Your nights of lying in bed exhausted but unsure of what you actually accomplished are done. It's time to hit the reset button on your life and finally gain the time and energy to accomplish your most important goals. Can you imagine it? Can you picture being fully in control of your time? Can you envision deciding how to spend your precious energy? And finally enjoying family time and pursuing your hobbies? Well, I hope so, because that time is now. You really can accomplish more by doing less, and Free to Focus will show you how. Before we dive in on Lesson 1, I recommend you take a few moments to complete the Free to Focus Productivity Assessment if you haven't already done so. Just click the link in the sidebar to your right. It's quick and easy, and it's essential to get a baseline of your current productivity. If your score is low, don't beat yourself up about it. That's why you've enrolled in the course. And if you score high, remember this: no matter how well you're doing, there's always another level of success for those who pursue it. Please take your personal productivity assessment right now. Then be sure to download the course workbook so you can get the most value from this course by taking notes on each lesson. Again, just click the link in the sidebar. You can download the entire workbook at once, or if it's more convenient, you can download the portion for each lesson one at a time. Those links will also be in the sidebar. Are you ready to take control of your time and energy? so you can finally have the time to achieve your highest priorities? Let's get started. I'll see you in lesson 1.